Good morning. Today I'm going to talk to you about the concept of a silver lining. This phrase originated in a 1643 poem by John Milton, titled Comus. In this poem, Milton asks, "Was I deceived, or did a sable cloud turn forth her silver lining on the night?" What Milton was expressing with this clever metaphor is that every dark and stormy cloud can have a silver lining. In other words, every negative situation can have a glimmer of positivity. To try and find the silver lining means to try and see or find the tiniest bit of good in even the most difficult situation. Although a silver lining may exist, sometimes it is hidden so well that we give up on trying to look for it because it is too difficult to find or because we are convinced that it is not there. As I wrote this speech, I considered these very ideas. I thought to myself, there must be some scenario where silver linings don't exist, where it is just too harsh for there to be anything positive. Yet my research told me differently. I read about the story of an Austrian man named Viktor Frankl, who had been imprisoned for 3 years in different concentration camps during World War II. During these 3 years, Viktor and his fellow prisoners experienced true suffering each and every day. After the war, he wrote a book titled Man's Search for Meaning, in which he discusses the idea that in every aspect of life, there must be some form of meaning. He wrote that even when he was taken away from everything he loved, he was still able to find meaning in the suffering that he experienced. His pain reminded him that he was still alive, and he used that to remain resilient. He also used his hope to help others stay strong and not give up as they face the most painful challenges a human can face. Thinking about this story, I realized that in every difficult situation, there can be an opportunity to have hope and to find hope. It's in having hope that we can sometimes find a silver lining in what we are facing. So today, I would like to share with you some advice on that with my very own Silver Linings Playbook. This playbook is made up of 6 special tips that will offer some ways to help you see things with more positivity in your daily lives. Some of them may not work all the time, trust me, or even be suited for you. There are a few of the things that I have used to help me, and they can help contribute to a more optimistic Applebee community. Well, let's get started. Play number 1, laugh. As a Gmell, humor is something that is very important to me. Although I really may not have the best sense of humor, I love to laugh, and it always makes me feel better. A good laugh is known to relieve the tension in one's muscles, relaxing them for up to 45 minutes. Wow. Whenever I have a big assignment to get through or I'm feeling really anxious, I always stop and take a minute to watch or think about something funny. The past 2 summers, I've worked as a lifeguard, and believe me, sometimes the work isn't easy. Where I work, not only are we responsible for watching the pool, but we are also in charge of cleaning the washrooms and taking out the garbage. Fun stuff. At first, I was very stressed with all of these different tasks, not to mention the fact that I was probably the only lifeguard ever who never learned to dive. But the team who worked with me made me smile and made each day enjoyable. No matter what work we were doing, my tightly knit coworkers would add humor and make work a hilarious adventure full of laughter. Next, we have play number 2. This play is called Take Some Time to Look Back. Sometimes, the best way to get out of a rut is to find your so-called happy place, a state of being where you feel warm, relaxed, and genuinely happy to be doing what you're doing. A way to achieve this is to reflect on a fond memory. This could be a whole string of great events, or even a single meaningful moment that makes you feel happy. Then take that energy you feel and use it to help drive what you are doing. Moving yourself to a more positive, optimistic mindset helps you find the joy in your everyday life. All right, next we have surprisingly play number 3, find an outlet. Sometimes we just need to call a timeout for ourselves. If you have writer's block or can't solve a trig identity, try stopping for a moment. For me, I always love to take a few minutes to listen to music or play some basketball. Last spring, I had the privilege of going on a service trip to Argentina. Throughout the first week, although it was fun, I felt very tired, so I had some difficulty staying positive. A few days into the trip, we were taught one of the very famous local practices of Argentinian culture. In Argentina, it is common to take the time at least once a day to share an herbal drink called mate. Together, everyone takes a break from what they're doing and sits down together to enjoy this warm drink. No matter what they're doing or how busy they are, everyone joins to find a little peace and unite through this practice. As I continued the trip, I found myself looking forward to that time and noticed how it connected people as a community in a positive way. This practice had a great impact on me, and I learned how you can choose to include a positive moment in each of your days. Play number 4, set goals and keep things in perspective. When you're doing something that you don't enjoy, remind yourself why you're doing it. Then use that to motivate you. Allow your goals to push you through the challenges that you face so that you can accomplish what you'd like to achieve. Think of those people you look up to and think about how they would handle your situation. Reflect on their drive and passion to motivate your work. But at the same time, don't forget to put things into perspective. Think about whether or not the assignment you're stressing about will really matter in 20 years. And use that to channel your stress. Play number 5, persevere. Yes, I know this play is much easier said than done, but the fact is, it is one of the most important plays there is. All right, buckle up, it's story time again. In grade 9, I was the only one from my elementary school who came to Appleby College for high school and didn't know anyone. I was scared. At the very same time, I had just been cut from the top rep basketball team in Burlington that I'd been playing on for years with all of my friends to the B team, where I knew nobody. I was devastated. I was starting at a new school, and it was the first time that I'd really not played basketball with my friends in so many years. Each school day and each practice was hard and very difficult to enjoy. But I quickly realized that I couldn't change my situation. I would still have to get up every morning and go to the same new school, and still have to go to practice at night with the same team. The only thing I could do was keep at it and try to find a silver lining. Looking back on my grade 9 year, continuing to go to Appleby and staying on that team were some of the best decisions I've ever made. For the upper ones in here, I know some of you may have been in this position at the start of the year or are currently still in it now. It may not seem like there is a silver lining, but keep looking because it will make a difference. Persevering and sticking with my commitments allowed me to make some of the greatest friends I have, learn from failure, engage with many incredible coaches and teachers, and experience amazing opportunities that I will never take for granted. As you can see, although it is not easy, sometimes a little perseverance can allow for great possibilities and outcomes. The challenges I faced in my grade 9 year actually made it one of the best years of my life so far. All right, play number 6. We're almost there, guys. The last play, and probably most important of all, is be the coach. What this means is to find or be the silver lining for someone else. Lend a helping hand. Make someone laugh when they're feeling down. Point out the positive in a situation. Even small acts of kindness that we do for others can make a huge difference. It's the support and encouragement I've received from my family and friends that have made the difference and helped me find the silver lining in many situations. One of the best examples in my life where someone really impacted me takes place back at the old pool. As I mentioned before, through all of my years of rigorous lifeguard training, I had managed to pass every course without learning one skill that many would call essential: diving. When I got my job, I could not dive at all, and I always was laughed at as I jumped off the super high diving boards and belly flopped right into the crisp blue water. As fun as this sounds, it wasn't fun. It's just like, there's no way it was fun, yeah. One day during morning training, 2 of my coworkers grabbed me and said, "Adam, my dude, today is the day you learn how to dive." They took me out into the deep area and had me climb all the way to the tallest tower of the pool. Wow. For an hour, we were out there, me belly flopping, and them giving me tips and pointers on how to belly flop less painfully, and somehow dive. Looking back, I can safely say that this moment was really memorable for me. In no way were they getting paid to help me and teach me how to dive. Yet they willingly took the time out of their day to go into the cold water and patiently work with me to overcome something that I really struggled with. Although they didn't realize it, they created a moment that I can look back on so fondly and laugh hysterically about. They really helped me, and in an indirect way, they improved my chances of seeing the silver lining in a situation that I may be anxious about. They drew up a play for me, and I'm very grateful for that. The concept of a silver lining is very applicable to our days together at Appleby because it creates a better sense of community. My final message is this: look for the positive in things and in people. Maintain hope in what can be or what possibilities an experience may bring. Be intentional and take a moment to find the silver lining. It's there. Now please rise and sing hymn number 423.